I think we're live, everybody. Welcome. Correct. And welcome at home. Ben, have we plugged a mic in this week? So, good morning, Park Enders from New Zealand. And welcome, everybody here. I wonder if we've got a viewer from Canada tonight as well. As one of ours is out there. No, Diane. So welcome everybody to the last class of the term, because this one runs term time. So thank you all for coming this term. Hope something somewhere said something helpful at some point. And thank you, Ben, for being my techie guy throughout all of this. Jonty, 6 a.m. and Andrew Lyle, good evening. Oh, good evening. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Morning, evening. And thanks for tuning in, those at home. God willing, we'll be back in September. Most people watch at home. Guess about 50 people on average watching this. One of them got 180 because someone was interested in the topic. Do they play darts? Yeah. So thank you for that.
I'm top 4 today.
And this is we're now in the area of creation. This module's been on creation, so we thought about the first, second, and third heavens and where the Father is. We thought about light and dark. We're always thinking about the Lord Jesus, and now we're carrying on thinking about created things. On Sunday, 2 weeks ago, we did Satan and a bit of demon stuff. Now, Andrew Lyle, hello, Mr. Baston. I was one of the teens you taught last week at the homeschooling conference. Great to have you online, Andrew. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Any questions, just put them online during the live stream. And now we're coming to the created beings. And a couple of months ago, we did a whopper on this topic, angels. That, if you're on YouTube, is on the Hot Topics playlist. There's an hour's worth of me gibbering on about angels there. This one is less popular, as in easy to follow. This one is more, let's look at some Bible verses in a quite slow way. Frida Peach, hey, you were on the course too. Hello, welcome. Hey. Right. So it's great that you've made it for the last one for the term. We're back in September. So tonight, I don't know if you at home or here in the room believe in angels. If you believe in God, it probably logically follows that there could be angels. So my first question is, why might it be a good thing to think about angels? Why might it be a good thing to occasionally think about angels? And hello, Chris Williams. Stop swaying from Rich Barrett. Right, I'm going to stand still. I do that. Why might it be a good thing? Take 1 minute. Why might it be a helpful thing to occasionally think about angels? Talk amongst yourselves, or don't talk at all. Just write things down. There's pens and paper there. 1 minute. And I'll come round with banana cake.
Well, I think that's on that.
You can.
Angel means messenger. So maybe they could send us messages.
You had your run of beans today? You mustn't.
Much as I love to.
I know. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. That was just an intro one. Why might it be an occasionally good thing to occasionally think about angels? Any answers? Sorry?
Minister.
They are ministering angels. They encourage. Why is it a good thing to think about them?
Well, send angels after the messages, heavenly messages.
Because they might deliver messages. Because angel means sent one, doesn't it? Or messenger. Those that have been sent. John T, we homeschool too. Nice. There's a little group here for you to connect with. John T, there's a subculture growing in the chat. And angels can remind us of God's protection. Nice one. Hello, who said something over here? Ben. Ben thinks we're going to judge them one day, whatever that means. We might think about that in a bit, so we better know a bit about them. Yeah, was someone here? Yeah.
They're mentioned in the Bible.
They are mentioned in the Bible. Yeah. And this is a church that at least attempts to follow the Bible as best as we can. Yeah, they outrank us, but only for a while. We'll get to that a bit as well. In the talk, big one we did on angels in the church, I quoted Roald Dahl from the Twits. If a person has ugly thoughts, it begins to show on their face. And when that person has ugly thoughts every day, every week, every year, the face gets uglier and uglier until you can hardly bear to look at it. A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have a wonky nose and a crooked mouth and a double chin and sticky out teeth, but if you have good thoughts, it will shine out to your face like sunbeams and you will always look lovely. So, if you're thinking about angels, and they are probably good things to think about, it at least stops you thinking on harmful things. And during the last few weeks, we've been thinking about harmful things that we don't want to think about in the wrong way. Okay, so I guess, big question, what do we think about through the day? What really occupies our emotions and our affections? What stirs our emotions in the day? Lots of people fall apart if someone unfriends them on Facebook or on social media, and it breaks them. And I wonder, are they thinking too much about things of earth? And those taken up with that sort of thing, could they do a bit better and think about more lofty thoughts? So, let's do some lofty thinking. I'm going to give you some Bible verses. I want you to look at them, or get a person next to you to look at them, sum it up, and then tell me what you learn about angels from it. You don't know where things are in the Bible, there's a contents page in the front, or just nudge the person next to you, or just don't look it up at all. Either way, and just listen to what's being read. But, right. I'll start with one. I haven't got a Bible. Oh, there's one. Sorry, Nick. Thanks. Or should I give it? No, I'll do it. I'll do the first one. There's a nice one in 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 17. If you've got this Bible, it's 373. 373. And there's a chappy chap called Gehazi, who's friends with Elisha, who you might have heard about. And I'm just going to read 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 17. Elisha prayed, this is about his friend, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. And it sort of kicks off then with the rest of the chapter. Gehazi was given the ability to see the unseen creation that was all around him. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, the throne room of heaven is where the Father sits, and he is surrounded by sort of like a crystal sea, but he is also surrounded by beings. Hundreds, millions of angels are worshipping the Father in the throne room of heaven, according to the Bible right now. And according to 2 Kings 6:17, they're not very far away. Because Gehazi sees a snapshot and they're pretty close, some of them. So this unseen world is actually very close to us. Very close to us. And Gehazi felt very alone and outnumbered, but in reality, he was surrounded by an army on the Lord's side. So, here's some verses for you to look up. A doorbell. Thank you, Nick. It could be an angel, like in Acts with Rhoda. Yeah, that's not, is it Paul or Philip? That's just his angel. Can't be Paul, I think he was dead. Peter, yeah, Peter, and that can't be Peter, it's just his angel. That's the more believable option. Yeah, and an angel knocks the door. Let's just see if it is an angel. But in the meantime, you over here, and if you're writing notes at home, here's the first reference, 2 Kings 5, 20 to 27. Hello, hey, welcome. Right, team over there that you can join the men's group. Yeah. So we just kicked off the show. We're thinking about angels. There's pens and paper, there's carrot cake and teas and coffees. Do as you please. So you over there, could you look up 2 Kings chapter 5, 20 to 27? Maggie and Phil, could you do Daniel chapter 4, 9 to 17? So the 2 Kings one was chapter 5, 20 to 27. Ben, you do Deuteronomy 33, 1 to 3. You two there do Psalm 89, 5 to 11. And you two, Joe, you do Acts 12, 5 to 10. Nick, you do Luke 22, 39 to 43. I'll dump that in the chat so you can see the references. 39 to 43. Right, here's your job. Just skim the passage I've given you, sum it up in a minute, because I'm going to ask you to explain, just sum it up, and then tell me something you learned about an angel from it. Daniel 4, 9 to 17. Right, 2 minutes. Have a skim, learn something and share it. Ben, you need to do the doodah. You need any of this? There you go. And what about him? Banana cake? Or whatever that, a walnut cake, I think. Yeah, go for it, go for it. Plenty more, whatever that is, water and coffee. You want a hot drink? What do you want? With milk? There you go, sir. Oh, yeah. 30 seconds. I would ask that in a minute, because it'll be a good discussion. But in about 10 minutes, because we're getting to that topic in a bit. Make a note of it. Okay. Right, everybody. Okay, Ben? You've done the thing? If you're just joining, welcome. This is the last one of the session. Lots have gone away already for the summer. God willing, we'll be starting this back again in September. If you want a wider treatise on angels, it's on the YouTube channel under Hot Topics. But, okay, I gave a passage of 2 Kings 5:20. Can you tell us sort of something you've learned about an angel there? If I've given you the right reference, which doesn't always happen. Did I give you the wrong reference? Yeah. Is it wrong? Right. Shall I come back? Right, Phil and... have you got the same one, you two, haven't you? Yeah, Phil, you got a different one. It's difficult. Yep, sorry. A vision in a dream. Yeah. Yeah.
Prophecy about what's going to happen. But I think the main thing the decision is announced by the messenger, so that the living may know the Most High establishing God's sovereignty.
Yeah, I'm sure the Daniel 4 one is, they're inflicting the judgments of God, I think, going on there. And you've got a special category there, the Watchers. Aren't they in some versions there? The Watchers are like a special class of angel who in that passage, I think, are dealing with God's judgments. So I think that one is about certainly 23 and 31. They bring God's judgments to people. That's an important point. All right, Ben. Sum it up. What did you learn? Yeah, sometimes when the Lord steps out of heaven, he's leaving thousands upon thousands of worshipping angels to come and hang around with people like us. That's quite something, isn't it? Psalm 89, what'd you get? You don't have to read it, just tell me what you learned.
Angels help us to worship and to encourage to do that, to be respectful comes amongst his people.
More worship. All about worship.
Yes.
Acts 12, what do we get?
Peter being let out of prison. Peter thinks he's seeing a vision when he sees an angel. The angel speaks, light appears, and the angel leads Peter.
Leading people. Yep. About right?
Yeah.
Yep. Luke 22. What do we got?
Jesus prays on the Mount of Olives and was strengthened by an angel from heaven.
Jesus himself is strengthened by an angel. Should we come back to this one, or do I park that one? I'll park it, yeah. I'll check that I've given you the right one later. There you go. There's some real homework. 2 Kings 5, 20 to 27. So, angels, angelos or malach, depending what language you use, or just angel, sent one, messengers, but there's better terminology for them in the Bible. Such as what? What do you think these beings are referred to sometimes in the Bible? Any ideas?
Messengers.
Messengers, yes. They're not referred to as Hebrews 1:14, Ben. But what is in that one? Go on. Ministering spirits. We'll get to that and what that means in a bit. Anyone else? Any names? If you like the Greek Old Testament, they're often called the sons of God. Seraphs, cherubim, heavenly hosts or heavenly armies, living creatures, sons of God, you've got it. Freda Peach got it. And yeah, there is the angel of the Lord, which usually is the divine son, except I think once in Zechariah, where it's actually an angel. But watch out for that one, the angel. He's a bit different. Now then, they appear. Oh, okay, they've got some personal qualities. Right. 2 Samuel 14:20, you there. Matthew 24:36. Ephesians 3:10, 1 Peter 1:12, 2 Peter 2:11. Ephesians 3:10 you had. One minute. Some qualities. Matthew 24:36. We'll get to ministering spirits in a bit because that's a belter. Okay, 30 seconds. So now we're just thinking that maybe they can think and possess personal qualities. What might they be? It's worth remembering this tomorrow instead of worrying about who your friends are on Facebook. I think this type of thinking will do you better. 2 Samuel 14:20. Have I given you a right verse that makes sense? Yeah, okay. What do we learn? So someone is said to have the wisdom of an angel. So therefore, angels must be wise. So they have wisdom. Right, Matthew 24:36.
Some things they don't know.
There are some things they don't know. So they're wise, but not all-knowing. Interesting. Shall I move on? Yeah, we want to know what they don't know. Yeah, they don't know when Jesus is going to return. All of that's left with the Father. They trust the Father with that one. Yes, Ben.
The total wisdom of God being made known through the church to the rulers and authorities in heavenly places.
Yeah.
Therefore they have. But could that be the demonic as well? Because the demonic.
Yes, there are rulers and powers and principles, and the angelic realm is involved with that. In fact, it's going like the battle is over church, which is interesting. Come back to that. 1 Peter 1:12. This one is a belter. Can you read 1 Peter 1:12 if you've got it?
Yeah. It was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves but you, when they spoke of the things that have now been told you by those who have preached the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven. Even angels long to look into these things.
They do not understand the gospel as well as a local church member who gets it does. They long to know, like, have the affections for Jesus that you do. So you've got something over them. A Christian's relationship to the Lord is more special than an angel's relationship to the Lord, and they wish they had that bit. Amazing. Just for you to treasure the gospel and what Christ has done for you. The angels wish they could sort of understand a bit better what you know. Right. What did I give you, Bob? 2 Peter 2:11? Did I give you that one?
That's me.
Oh, that was you. Oh, you teamed up on that one, did you? Yes, yes, Ben. Are we saying that an angel is not made in the image of God? I reckon, yeah. Not like you are, anyway. All things bear the Lord's image, but you are like the Son of Man type image. You haven't got 6 wings. That's correct, Ben, yeah. Joe, what's going on with you over there?
Angels are strong and powerful and they don't slander.
Strong and powerful, don't slander. Yeah, did I give you... You teamed
I've
up.
got 2 Peter 2 verse 11.
Yeah.
I mean, this is about false teachers, destruction. But then it goes on to say that yet even angels, although they are stronger and more powerful, do not bring slanderous accusations against such beings in the presence of the Lord.
So they're trustworthy. You know, they're not shady characters. So, some of them are fallen, and we'll do them probably another time. We'll touch on that in a bit. So they appear to be more knowledgeable than we are about a fair bit of things, but not everything, which includes the depth of the gospel, which seems to be most treasured by us when we're saved. They seem to be immortal, created but immortal, and you can find that in Luke 20, 35 to 36. They trust in Jesus, 1 Timothy 5:21, in a way that fallen angels refuse to do. Now, Nick just asked, could the fallen angels be redeemed by the cross of Christ? 1 Timothy 5:21 seems to show that they won't, they refuse. And it's like the judgment's sort of fallen, isn't it? And now they're just waiting for their final judgment. I think it's more that they hate. When you think about the eternity of hell and the gnashing of teeth and things, it's really a hatred towards Christ. They will forever not trust in him. So the penalty is forever. Although they are scared of him. They just don't love him. And they probably have their own language, according to 1 Corinthians 13, verse 1, depending how you read that one. And it's Welsh. Probably not. Now, on to the other stuff. They constitute a mighty army. They're repeatedly in the Bible called the host of heaven, or the army of heaven. I think Ben earlier read Deuteronomy 33:2, where the Lord can come with a bodyguard of like 10,000 of them. Phil, could you just read Psalm 68, verse 17? And Ben, could you read Matthew 26:53, please? And then, Bob, could you read Revelation 5:11? Let's get involved together on these ones. So, Psalm 68:17. So God has got at least 20,000 angelic chariots. Matthew 26:53, Ben. Jesus is able to summon, if he wanted, more than 12 12 legions of angels, which could amount between 36,000 and 72,000. That's a lot. But he didn't. He went to the cross where he could have wiped them all out. He went there anyway for us. Could have called angels and just called it a day. The whole Roman Empire could have been wiped out by Jesus, but he went like a lamb as a lamb to the slaughter. Bob, could you read
Oh, heard the voice of many angels round about the throne. The beast of the elders, the number of them was 10,000, times 10,000, and thousands for thousands.
There we are. Revelation 5:11. We are confronted with a truly immense number of angels around the throne. More than 100 million, if you do the maths there. And that number seems to remain constant. So I don't think they're reproducing. I think that's done. Now, they twist scripture, the ones that have fallen, yeah. Now on chat, 2 Peter, strong, powerful and trustworthy, and they can bring judgment. And I'm using the King James Version, and I also believe that in 2 Peter 2:11, they can and will bring judgment only if it's necessary. So, ministering spirits. Okay. Over there, Hebrews 1:14. These two here, Psalm 34:7. I'll scrap that bit. Hebrews 1:6, Deuteronomy 32:43. Deuteronomy 32:43. And then if you just read it, and I'll sum it up for those at home, then I'll tell an interesting story. So now thinking about them as ministering spirits. Yeah, go on, over there. What did I give you? Hebrews 1:14? They are ministering spirits sent to help those who will inherit salvation. Okay? That is a Christian. They minister to us. We'll try and see how in a minute. Did I give you 2:1 there? Psalm 34:7, yeah. Go on, him. They encamp around those who fear him. Just on that, keeping them safe in God's appointed journeys, which you'll see in Genesis and Exodus and Psalms. Often, it's an angel sent to deliver God's people in some way or another. That's Daniel 6, Numbers 20:16, and Isaiah 63:9. As ministering spirits sent out to render service for the sake of those who will inherit salvation, which you just read, angels have an especial interest in God's people and serving and protecting them. Now, in the angels talk, I talked about a boss. Imagine there's a boss and he's in charge of, he's in a factory and he just does everything. The workers would be like, well, what are we here for? He does the accounts, he does the deliveries, he does the ordering, he does the cleaning. And sometimes we modern Christians think that like God is like that. He just does everything, or God's Spirit just does everything. But actually, God is like a boss who delegates and gets things involved to do his work. And sometimes angels get those roles. So sometimes you will have been helped in life, and we shouldn't just go, oh, it was God. he just does that type of thing. We should actually think, no, he's bothered to orchestrate someone or something to help me. Now, I know Christians who aren't completely nutty who will say they believe an angel has helped them in life in one way or another. It happens. And we're to give God the credit, yeah, but to be in awe of his ways, that he's actually bothered to send someone or something into our life to protect us. So start thinking as we worship, not just like this God blob who does everything, but a Father who's sending and orchestrating things all the days of our lives for our good and our protection. Because the angels are always up to helping church, and often helping other people as well. But their primary role seems to be they love to serve church and church people. What did I give you there? Did I give you something?
You did give us something. I've got Deuteronomy 32, verse 43.
Yeah.
And it's rejoice, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will take vengeance on his enemies and make atonement for his land and people.
I'm going to say I've given you the wrong reference there.
Unless I've got the wrong one.
Yeah.
Which is well, you were giving us 12. What did you think?
I don't know.
Oh, that's okay.
Hold on, right. What do you want, man?
Is that where it's a reference to when Jesus says about the angels will come and they'll remove the chaff from the weeds, take the weeds out amongst the sinners from the holy ones, basically in Jesus' power. And in vengeance, he's going to use the angels to do so.
Well, in my research, Deuteronomy 32:43 is about that he is the head of an angelic army. Right. What did I give you two over here? Nothing. Right. Okay. Well, let's go. That went well, didn't it? And I'd tell you an interesting story about their singing in awe. You know, the church members that we know that have gone up to be with glory have joined this army and are singing a song with them constantly. And, right, I'll just listen. In some medieval monasteries, following the custom of the temple worship and the worship in Revelation, it was a rule that hymns of praise to God would never cease. Because your verse was earlier, they were all singing constantly. So, but when one of the monks would stop singing, another would pick up the song, because they love to reflect what the angels are doing. Thus, day and night, the joyous sound was heard. I think we should start a choir which sings day and night without stopping. We'll see. But on one occasion, a monastery was overrun by a band of Norse raiders, and they slaughtered the monks without mercy, including the one who was singing. However, one monk was able to escape and hide in an inaccessible spot where the attackers were not likely to find him. But when he heard the song of praise stop, instinctively he took it up, and they found him in his hiding place because he started singing. And then they killed him. Sad end, but lovely picture. Some people really grasp that there's literally an army that our church family have joined in with, singing the praises. And their adoration should strike us more, because that's where we're headed. And we need to do a better job of being in awe and counting our blessings and listing what the Lord does for us. This unceasing praise in heaven. Because John, he has a vision, and it says he looked, but also he heard the mighty chorus swirling around the throne. So that's going on. They love it, but they're also helping us to get there, to join the chorus, because that's what humans are made for. But why do they do that? Because, and our time's nearly gone, and I've done like an 18th of what I wanted to do, because they love someone who loves us more than anyone else in the world, and that love is just contagious. So they love to do his bidding because he is the Prince of Love. Now just look how much they love the prince. So, can you do Luke 2, 9 to 15, sum up what the angels are doing there and with whom? You do Matthew 4, 11. You do Luke 22, 43. You do Matthew 28, 2 to 7. And Joe, you do Acts 1, 10, 11. And Nick, you do 2 Thessalonians 1, 17. We might have to end with this. We've covered so little. While you're turning that up, don't forget the Luke 16:22 one where angels carry church family to heaven. What did it start with? Yeah. No, what did yours start with? Luke? Luke 22:43.
You said 2 Thessalonians 1 verse 17?
Yeah. No, 7. 2 Thessalonians 1, 7. Sorry, Nick. You had Matthew 28, 2 to 7. 1 minute. 2 Thessalonians 1, 7. Have a look at chat. All right, 30 seconds. Okay, so they don't just serve us, but they serve us because they serve one who serves us. And anyone who connects to Jesus ends up as a server. But look how they serve him. Right, and then you might think, oh, they've served me in that way. This is how they operate. This is my point, see? But look at what they do with Jesus. Okay, Luke 2, 9 to 15. What roughly happens there? So they're serving Jesus in his birth, overseeing it, promoting it, caring for him, watching out for him. Thank you. Matthew 4:11. They tend to Jesus in his temptations. See, it's not like the Father that does it, although it sort of is, but he puts people in Jesus' life to help him. Okay? So don't lock yourself in your bedroom when you're tempted and think God will just zap you and get you out of it. God, to help people, he often puts angels or people or church in people's lives, situations to help people. We need to be more human, I think, in our godliness. And then, Ben, Luke 22:43. Strengthens him in his moment of agony. Matthew 28, 2 to 7, sum it up.
Yeah, I said it was as predicted, and the angel is saying that to them, that they're looking for Jesus, and it says predicted, but obviously it was too cryptic for them. They were told that, but I said you won't find him because he's risen like predicted he was going to.
They love the resurrection. They're all about they're present at his resurrection. Yeah, and then Acts 1, 10, 11.
He went up, because 2 men stood by them in white apparel. Which also said, "Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? The same Jesus which is taken up into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven."
They love his ascension. They can't get enough of it. They're there for that, serving and being present. And 2 Thessalonians 1, 7.
It's a follow-up to God's judgment. Verse 7 basically says, and he gives relief to you who are troubled, and to us as well. This will happen when the Lord Jesus is revealed from heaven in blazing fire with his powerful angels.
They are with him when he returns. So, I better sum all this up. Ladies and gentlemen, you need not fear. You are not alone. The Lord is mighty and has a mighty angelic army watching over his church. You need not fear. Think about these things more and be joyful and know that you are safe. When the beggar died, the angels carried him to Abraham's side. Even if you die tonight, the angels will oversee you safe passage into it. That's their job. They will take you like a message back up to heaven. And you, I'll end with reading this one. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. Jesus says even the littlest in his kingdom has an angel assigned to them to watch over them. So I don't know where you are on the walk of the Christian walk, whether it's day 1 or day 301. You have an angel watching over you. Trust in the Lord. You will be with him soon, seeing the Father's face. It's almost like they're holding down a place for you to get there soon. My last words. The Western intellectual world in the past 300 years, they've almost like emptied the heavens, and now we call it space and things like that. But in the Bible, the believers look up and it reminds them of the angelic world, which is on their side. In the 15th century in Europe, there was loads of weirdness about angels, but I think now we've thrown the baby out the bathwater and we don't think of them anymore enough. We've reacted to a time where they thought about it too much. I think we should be better at remembering the angelic world that's keeping us and watching over us, and that we have a good Father that will see us home. So go home, enjoy your summer at peace, that those who tend to Jesus also tend to you. And your worst day is not the end of the world. There's a mighty host on our side. Praise be to God.